Hello friends, good morning all of you. Welcome to SSC Revision Digital Classes, subject Biological Science. Like the video, share the video and subscribe my channel Zoology Online Guru. Biological Science, State Syllabus, Chapter 2, Respiration. Chapter 2, Respiration, the energy producing system. Composition of inhaled air, oxygen O2 in 21 percentage. Carbon dioxide CO2 in the inhaled air, it is 0.03 or 4 percentage only. And third, nitrogen, it is 78 percentage. This is the composition of inhaled air. Coming to the exhaled air, oxygen is reduced to 16 percentage. Reduced. Carbon dioxide 0.03%, whereas in the exhaled air it is 4.4 percentage. It is increased. And no change nitrogen as it is 78 percentage. Because of the absorption of oxygen into the blood through alveolus or alveoli, the exhaled air containing less amount of oxygen comparing to the inhaled air. This chart shows the percentage of gas in the inhaled air and in the exhaled air. The oxygen percentage in the inhaled air is 21 percentage. That is decreased into 16 percentage in exhaled air. Whereas the carbon dioxide, if you see, in inhaled air it is only 0.03 percentage, where in the exhaled air it is highly increased up to 4.4 percentage. In the respiration, there are two times gaseous exchange takes place in the organisms. The first gaseous exchange from the lungs to the blood, second gaseous exchange from the blood to the tissues or tissues to the blood. The exchange of gases from alveoli to blood capillaries. The passage of the air, the pathway of air from nasal chamber to the pharynx to bronchi to the lungs. So this is the pathway of air. So the ultimate last part in the lungs is important. In the gaseous exchange from the alveoli to the blood capillaries, the last part of the lungs are made up of tiny bags. The smallest bags present in the lungs are called alveoli. Now, how the exchange of gases takes place from alveoli to the blood capillaries. Lungs are supplied with numerous blood capillaries to collect the oxygen present in the lungs. There are numerous blood capillaries present attached to the lungs. The pulmonary artery supplies the blood to the lungs. Pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery contains impure blood, the CO2 blood, for purification purpose. The pulmonary artery pumps the blood to the lungs where the pulmonary artery, the impure blood in the pulmonary artery is purified into pure blood and transported to all the body parts through heart by a blood vessel that is called pulmonary vein. So this is a single alveolus. The tiny bag is called alveolus. It is lined by simple epithelium. Blood capillary is present. It is a blood capillary by endothelium. So this is the alveoli or alveolus. This is capillary. Now our topic is gaseous exchange from alveoli to blood capillaries. So here the air entering into nostrils, nasal chamber, pharynx, trachea, bronchus, bronchioles, and lastly enter into the alveolus. So here there is oxygen coming, means inhaled air, and this is the capillary of the blood. So here it is the blood. Blood which is attached, the blood supplied to the lungs, it is purely of impure blood. Impure blood containing CO2 in highest amount. Here oxygen is in high quantity. So in the impure blood, oxygen is very much low in quantity, concentration. So the blood supplied to the lungs from the pulmonary artery supplies impure blood or CO2 blood to the lungs. That's why here CO2 blood is there. That means oxygen is very much less comparing to the alveolus. So here there is a single membrane is there, alveolus endothelium and capillary endothelium, both are merged with the smallest nanometer gap is there, and then there is a diffusion of the gases takes place. Diffusion is the one of the physical phenomena in which the gases are transported from high concentration to the low concentration. That's why here oxygen is entered into the blood vessels or blood capillaries from high concentration to the low concentration. At the same time, the highest CO2 present in the blood, and here in the alveolus the concentration is only 0.03 percentage. That's why, and here in the blood is a 4.4 percentage is there. That's why the CO2 from the blood is transported to the lungs. So the blood containing CO2 exchanged into the alveolus, and the oxygen in the alveolus get exchanged into the blood. This is called gaseous exchange from alveoli to the blood capillaries. RBC. Red blood cells. Branchiole. In each branchiole ends with a alveolus and blood capillary containing single row of RBC, and then there is a basing on the concentration, high concentration to the low concentration, oxygen enters into the blood capillaries and CO2 enters into the alveolus. This diagram shows the gaseous exchange at lungs level. Next, transport of gases by blood. The best transport medium in our body is blood. Blood is the fluid connective tissue, transports the gases from the lungs to the different organs, tissues and cells, and from the cells to the lungs. Oxygen transport. Oxygen is transported by hemoglobin present in the RBC, red blood corpuscles. Red blood corpuscles are the cells present in the blood with the highest amount of hemoglobin. The hemoglobin present in the RBC reacted with the oxygen and converted into oxyhemoglobin. One molecule of the hemoglobin combines with 4 molecules of oxygen. That's why HbO2 taken 4 times in lungs. That's called alveolus. When this is the oxyhemo. Oxygen is transported in the form of oxyhemoglobin. When this oxyhemoglobin reaching the tissues, the oxygen is detached from the hemoglobin and oxygen enters into the tissue or cells. Oxyhemoglobin, when reaching the tissues, hemoglobin is removed with the oxygen is liberated into the tissues. Means oxygen is dissociated from the hemoglobin in the tissue or cells and the oxygen enters into the cells. So oxygen is transported in the blood in the form of oxyhemoglobin. Carbon dioxide. CO2 transported by blood plasma. In the plasma, it is dissolved in the water of plasma and converted into bicarbonate ions or HCO3 minus 2. So like that, bicarbonate so oxygen is transported in the form of oxyhemoglobin and carbon dioxide is transported in the form of bicarbonates. Oxygen in the lungs, it is transported in the form of HbO2, that is oxyhemoglobin. In the tissue region, this oxyhemoglobin is cleaved once again as a hemoglobin and oxygen. One hemoglobin molecule can carry 4 oxygen molecules. And coming to carbon dioxide is completely maximum is transported as bicarbonate ions, and some of the CO2 also transported by dissolving in the blood plasma. Gaseous exchange from capillaries to tissue. Suppose this is a tissue. These are cells. Group of cells is called tissue. The ultimate blood is transported near to the tissues when there is a oxygen is the highest amount, but in the cells or tissues CO2 is created by respiration. By using the oxygen, the cells created CO2. So CO2 is maximum more in the cells, and the coming blood near to the cells or tissues, there is a highest amount of oxygen. As a physical phenomena of diffusion, high concentration to the low concentration, the oxygen is entered into the tissues or cells, and the CO2 enters into the blood. So this is the exchange of gases, oxygen and CO2, from the capillaries to the tissues. This is the second time gaseous exchange. Cellular respiration. The respiration takes place in the tissues or cells is called cellular respiration. So it takes place in tissues or cells. Cell is the ultimate target of oxygen or gases exchange in the animals or living organisms. So the energy substrate glucose when enters into the cell cytoplasm, so this is the cytoplasm. The oxygen enters into the cells at the same time. So oxygen with glucose molecules takes place in the cytoplasm. If the energy substrate or the respiration in the cells, if it is in the presence of oxygen, it is called aerobic respiration. In some of the organisms like yeast and bacteria, they undergo respiration in the absence of oxygen. So the respiration in the absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. So oxygen is absent or very much low in concentration. So oxygen is absent or in low concentration, then there is a respiration that is called anaerobic respiration. Example, yeast and Clostridium bacteria. So respiration is of two types, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. If there is a involvement of oxygen in the respiration, is called aerobic respiration. If there is a very much low amount of oxygen or absent of oxygen, the respiration takes place, that is called anaerobic respiration. Second point here, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In the prokaryotes, the respiration takes place in the cytoplasm, only in the cytoplasm. But in the eukaryotes, respiration takes place in the cytoplasm and in the mitochondria. So mitochondria is the cell organelle. It is mitochondria. Mitochondria is the cell organelle in which the aerobic respiration takes place. So in the prokaryotes, the respiration takes place in the cytoplasm and it is in the form of a low amount of oxygen. That's why it is called anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, it can produce a low amount of ATP. So the energy is very much low, very much less in quantity in comparing to the eukaryotes. It is called aerobic respiration. In the aerobic respiration, highest energy highest ATP are created, highest energy are created in the aerobic respiration, and in the anaerobic respiration there is very much a low amount of ATP are released. Here only 2 ATPs are released here, 36 ATPs are released in the eukaryotes. It is mitochondria. The fold is called cristae. Mitochondria and cytoplasm both are the sites for ATP or energy production or respiration in the eukaryotes. So in the eukaryotes, cytoplasm and mitochondria both are responsible for breakdown of glucose. Glucose converted into pyruvic acid. Glucose converted into pyruvic acid in the cytoplasm. This pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria. And combines with oxygen, releases ATP in the mitochondria. So mitochondria is the site for energy production and also storage in the animals or living organisms. So the energy is stored in the mitochondria. The energy is created in the mitochondria. The energy is called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. The energy is bounded in the bonds, that is adenosine is linked with 3 bonds with phosphate, bond 1, bond 2, bond 3. So the third bond is with a high energy bond. So energy is in the form of bonds. When that bond is breaking of the negotiation bond, the phosphate is released and creates the releasing of the highest energy. So here mitochondria stores and creates the energy. That is why mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of the cell. ATP is an energy, so ATP is also known as energy currency. Coming to in the prokaryotes or bacteria, the respiration takes place in the cytoplasm and releases ethanol or ethyl alcohol or lactic acid. So lactic acid and ethyl alcohol are the end products in the anaerobic respiration, whereas CO2, water and energy. CO2, water and energy are the end products of aerobic respiration. So mitochondria is a double membrane. Inner membrane fold are called cristae. Cristae are the site for the production of energy. Mitochondria are called powerhouse of the cell. One glucose molecule creates 36 ATP molecules. One ATP molecule produces 7200 calories of energy. One ATP releases 7200 of calories of energy. Okay students, we are stopping here. Don't forget, stay home, be safe, and like the video, share the video and subscribe my channel Zoology Online Guru. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video.